Question number 5, the Right Honourable Winston
Real
Peters.
stuff. Thank you very much, Speaker. This question's to the Deputy Prime Minister. What justification or excuse does he have to cancel a meeting scheduled with 2 prominent Hong Kong pro-democracy figures this week?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, ministers from time to time, after considering advice, will decide not to progress previously scheduled meetings.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
On the question of justification or excuse, if 2 prominent pro-democracy figures, Anson Chan and Martin Lee, were of considerable importance to US Vice President Joe Biden, Australian Foreign Minister Julia Bishop, to meet and discuss support for democracy in Hong Kong, why weren't national ministers prepared to meet with them?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, I have no responsibility for the diaries of other foreign ministers.
Well, that's a slack answer. Supplementary question.
Order.
Just dreadful.
And the member's perfectly entitled to that opinion, but he doesn't need to share it with the House.
Fair enough, Speaker.
Supplementary question. Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Given that New Zealand was the first foreign country to sign a bilateral free trade agreement with Hong Kong in March 2010, which was, he said, a priority for his government, would you agree that his cancellation and the refusal of national ministers to meet with them is an insult to our close economic relationship with Hong Kong?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, no.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Is it not a fact that he has bowed down to Beijing officials and cancelled his meeting with prominent pro-democracy figures from Hong Kong because wealthy Chinese business interests are lining the National Party coffers?
Order. Well, that's a very marginal question. I'll leave it for Mr Brownlee to handle. The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, no, there was no communication between my office or any Chinese official prior to the cancellation of the meeting.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Is it not a fact that he and his party has allowed the Chinese to flood into New Zealand with record migration, buy huge amounts of land from offshore and homes, buy a majority share in the biggest meat industry company in this country, control in 3 years...
Order. There is a responsibility for the question to be answered, but it needs to be heard first, so I require considerably less interjection from my colleagues to the right. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
I'll continue on. Buy a majority share in our largest meat exporting company, control in 3 years the infant formula business in this country. Is this not just another case of an insult where they kowtow down to Beijing, where the principal culprit is, of course, a know-nothing Stephen Joyce?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, New Zealand does not kowtow to any other country at all.
Order. Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Deputy Prime Minister, given that the delegation asked for meetings with other National Party MPs, was any instruction given to National Party MPs not to meet with the Hong Kong delegation?
Order. There is absolutely no ministerial responsibility for that. Point of order, the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, rather than leaving that out-of-order question hanging, I would appreciate the opportunity on behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister to simply say no.
No, but that's not a point of order. And order. I had ruled the question out of order because there is no ministerial responsibility. That's the end of the matter. Question